Sales are no different today. Social sales are no different today than they were 50 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago, 5,000 years ago, which means you need to be personable in your presentation of yourself and in your speech. You need to be able to be understood by what you say and how you appear, because people work with people. That's making sales social.
Welcome to the Making Sales Social podcast, featuring the top voices in sales and marketing. Join hosts Bryn Tillman and Bill McCormick as they discuss the best tips and strategies they are teaching their clients so you can leverage them for your own virtual and social selling. Here are your hosts, Bryn Tillman and Bill McCormick.
Hi, welcome to Making Sales Social. I'm Bill McCormick.
I'm Bryn Tillman.
So Bryn, tell everyone who our guest is today.
I'm excited. This is a new friend of mine. We met through a group called JVMM, where there's people that want to do joint ventures with other people in the business. And Barry and I got on a call and really hit it off. And some of the things that he was sharing with me were so magic. I thought we really have to share this with our audience. So Barry Shore, welcome to the show. Tell everyone a little bit about you.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Now, wonderful Bill and Bryn, how can I make the categorical statement that all the thousands and tens of thousands of people that are listening and watching are all good-looking? Because by definition, if they tuned in to listen to you and to me, they're always looking for and finding the good. That's a good-looking person, looking for and finding the good. And we're going to talk about that in depth and how it's going to enable you to become happier, healthier, and wealthier.
Wow.
I love that.
I'm going to remember. Good looking. So, all right, Barry, you've got me tongue-tied already, and we're just starting. So tell everyone, we ask everyone the same first question. What does Making Sales Social mean to you?
The best news is, for those watching, I am older than 25 years. Matter of fact, almost by half a century. Sales are no different today. Social sales are no different today than they were 50 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago, 5,000 years ago, which means you need to be personable in your presentation of yourself and in your speech. You need to be able to be understood by what you say and how you appear, because people work with people. That's making sales social.
Perfect.
Yeah, all business is personal, right? So let's unpack that a little bit. So we're talking about using social, and we talk a lot about using LinkedIn. How do I be more social, personable, likable on my LinkedIn profile?
In the simplest way, I like talking about Scots people. Scots people, what's he talking about? Everybody knows that Scotsmen wear kilts, right? A little bit odd, but they do. They wear dresses before it was cool. Now, what's a kilt? We spell it KLT, because those are the three processes that everybody needs to understand how you interact with other people. K stands for to know, L stands for to like, and then T stands for trust. Unless and until you get to know somebody, like them, and trust them, there's never going to be the possibility of doing something as precious as creating a sales relationship, because all built in relationship. So on your personal profile, especially LinkedIn, because that's a business place, but even if it's on Instagram or on Facebook or any other place you want, even on TikTok, do not think for a moment that what you put on LinkedIn is different than TikTok. Don't be painting yourself white and blue on TikTok and say, oh yes, well, I'm a good salesperson on LinkedIn. Be yourself to the fullest extent possible and emphasize everything that you do revolving around the word giving. The world has shifted. There is a shift going on. Most people, by the way, Bryn and Bill, can't pronounce the F in shift. They use the other thing. But shift has happened. And the shift that has happened is the following: the ability to put forth your best self honestly, because it will all come out very soon if it's not, but put your best filter. Everybody has something positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant about yourself. So you don't have to go crazy. Just be you to the fullest extent, knowing that you want to be a giver. When you're a giver instead of a getter, then you're going to be able to come across very nicely on your profile.
I love it. You talk a lot about kind of the joy around living, around success, how being happy helps you be more successful faster. Share a little bit about that.
So imagine the following: standing up in the morning, hale and hearty, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, and that evening be in the hospital, totally, completely paralyzed. That was me. And it was not an automobile accident. It was not a spinal injury. A rare disease I never heard of the day before took over my body and rendered me a quadriplegic. Look that word up if you don't know it. Quadriplegic. 144 days in the hospital, 2 years in a hospital bed in my own home. I couldn't turn over by myself. I was 4 years in a wheelchair, braces on both my legs, my hips and my ankles. That was progress. Thank God today, Bryn and Bill, I'm able to be vertical and ambulatory with the help of a 7-foot walking wand. I still cannot walk up a stair by myself. I can't walk up a curb by myself. And I have help 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But you hear my voice. Positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. It's all because of one word. And it is smile. Smile? Yeah, SMILE is a great acronym that stands for Seeing Miracles in Life Every Day. And the greatest miracle of life is to live in joy daily, no matter the circumstances. I just gave you some circumstances. Now, by the way, joy is an amazing acronym that stands for Journey of You. See, this show, interesting enough, is not about Bryn, not about Bill, great people. It's not about Barry Shore. It's about you. You who are listening, who are watching, because you're here not for information. That is readily available anywhere. You're here for transformation. The ability to find those nuggets and internalize them, utilize them, and leverage them in your life and do it and become happier, healthier. You will be wealthier. I guarantee it, or your money back.
So I just need to go deeper on this because I mean, like I have chills, right? Like to me, what you are saying is what we all strive, which is, a happy, healthy, successful life, right? That's what we all, but happy is always first, right? Like if you said to me, you could have one wish, it would be to be happy because that means all the other things are falling into place, right? But when you were faced with some of these, what some people would have given up on, would have gone depressed, would have given up on life, you had joy. And talk to us a little bit about how you shifted with the F, how you shifted, from the I'm a victim to I love my life.
Let's go and use what Bryn just said, because I like the 2 V words, to go from victim to victor. Is it easy? Hello? Is it work? Yes. And guess what? The good idea is that it's work. So when you work on something and you find a result from the work, then you can celebrate. So I am blessed to have been in the sales process since I'm 12 years old, more than 60 years. And part of that is I learned many, many years ago the 6 most important words in the English language. These 6 words, if you can use them inside of you and use them for your mind and repeat them and work with them until they become your habit, then you will see the shift. And these 6 words are choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Okay, did something happen? Yes. Well, how do I choose to respond to that? That's up to me. I choose to respond in joy. Now, does that mean I walk around and say, yeah, look at me, I'm quad, I can't move, yippee? Hello, that's an idiot. But do I choose to make sure that what I have still has not to do with my body? Does my mouth still work? Does my mind still work? Well, my wife would argue. But the point is, can I still be of benefit in the world? Because that's the essence of sales, by the way. You talked before about social sales. Well, I believe and know for a fact that the highest calling in life is to be a salesperson. Now, some people are saying, what are you talking about? Doctor, lawyer, Indian chief. They all do sales because nothing happens to the world until one person sells something to somebody else, and there's a mutual benefit. I call it T&T, Bryn and Bill. You're B&B. I call it T&T. Sales are both transactional and transformational. Transactional in the sense that, yes, okay, there's money exchange and things like that. There's a service or a product that is purchased, used, and for benefit. But it's transformational because unless you're out there hustling or you're selling the, not evil things, which some people do, it's there. It's transformational for the person who's making the sale, for the person who received, for the company, all of those things. That's transformational. When you're in the world to be of benefit, I call Bob, and you're there to make sure that you become top of mind, Tom. Now you're in a process that literally transforms the whole process, and it's a high calling. People should know being in sales is not just what do you do? Well, I work a lot with people who sell insurance. That's what they think they do. Hello, anybody who says I sell insurance doesn't know what they're talking about. If you tell me I offer people family planning, financial planning, the ability to make sure that there's an estate and things like that. Okay, I talk to people in the mortgage business. I train thousands of people in the mortgage business. I ask them, what do you do? Oh, in the mortgage business. Well, no, I'm in the happiness business. What? I get people to get in their home. Does that make anybody happier than getting a house or refinance? Hello, it's the ability to understand that you are living in this world that we call transformation. And when you do that, you get up in the morning and say, oh, I get the ability to be involved with this. This is wonderful. And I'd like to share some techniques if you let me in our few minutes remaining.
Yeah, I would. I want to just comment on one thing real quick that I love. Many eons ago, I read a book by, I believe it was David Viscott, that talked about contemplative freedom, right? And that was the freedom between the time that something happens to you and the time that you react to it, that you have freedom to contemplate how you wish to react. Is that familiar to you?
Looking to up your LinkedIn game? The Social Sales Link team has you covered with our LinkedIn Sales Accelerator, a guided social selling program that includes training, coaching, and so much more. Visit socialsaleslink.com/in for more details. Again, that's socialsaleslink.com/in.
It is, and I have to tell you, I'm tingling right now, Bryn, and I know our time is so short, but on one of my cards, by the way, I should give my URL just for people to know.
You could do it now and at the end.
Okay, people, everybody should go to barryshore.com, BARYSHORE.com. Free gift, by the way, there. Go get the free course, introductory course, take the quiz, what color is your stress? But we distribute things called Keep Smiling cards around the world. We've given over 2.5 million of them in 27 languages. But one of the cards is titled, can you read that?
Happy by choice.
Happy by choice. On the back, there's 3 quotes. One of the quotes is from David Viscott.
Oh my
gosh. Talking
gosh.
about determination. If you could get up the courage to begin, you have the courage to succeed. And Barry Shore is here to add an asterisk to that, a postscript. And it is, you cannot fail. I'm going to say it again, Bill and Bryn. You cannot fail. You use my course, read my books, or find somebody else. But I literally have taught thousands of people to understand if you work at the process, you cannot fail. Wow. One of the greatest tips that I'm going to share with everybody right now for salespeople, it is so important, and this is where most, I'd say 96.2% of all salespeople don't do this correctly. And if they did, their sales would increase dramatically. You ready for it? You ready?
Ready.
When you ask a closing question, you must shut up.
But wait, I have more to say.
Bill just did it. The greatest difficulty that salespeople have is they think that I need to tell them something. Okay, we all know the 2 ears, 1 mouth. It's more than that. It's listening, it's deep listening, and it's the ability to utilize and leverage silence for benefit. When the person you're working with, not selling to, working with, has to use their mind and their heart to evaluate what you're saying, then you are, and I use this because I teach this, you're in control. That control is a powerful weapon. It has to be used gently, but you're in control. The person asking the question's in control. When you ask that closing question, you shut up. The vast majority of salespeople can't.
That's a interesting perspective. And I think it's a good one because we talk a lot about listening, mostly social listening, but listening in the sales call is absolutely vital. Tell me a little bit about how a salesperson can choose joy and show up. I mean, obviously smile. I love that when you're smiling, you're showing up. But, when you've gone through, you're having a bad day and the verbal that you got canceled, whatever
Keep going,
it is. Right?
keep going.
Yeah, right. But I mean, there's a whole list of all those things.
I want to confront Bryn on something. There's no such thing as a bad day. You hear me, everybody? No such things. There are potentially difficult moments in a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad day. You can't have it. If you're alive, you can't have a bad day. Moments. And when you begin to work through moments, then you can evaluate and say, okay, yes, the verbal canceled. Wait a minute. That was a $28,000 commission. Stress. When it was going to happen, and all of a sudden the world falls like, take it in perspective. Are you alive? Can you walk? Can you talk? You have water, drink, you have food to eat, place to sleep, family, friends? Yes. And I'm going to share with you two things before we leave. I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell everybody, and I hope we come back again, we'll do more in depth, how you, as a salesperson, how you never have to work again. Want to know how to never have to work again? And again, this is not 96.2. This is 98.7% of all salespeople don't know how to do this or do it well. Ready? Ask for and receive referrals.
Yes, we agree. We could not agree more.
Okay, somebody just bought, they signed it, they paid, not a verbal, you got the check cleared. So somebody, this is a not trained sales being, says to Bill, you know somebody else that could use my service or product? Well, that's not asking for a referral. That's called being dumb. Bill, do you have any particular hobbies that you really like?
I like to golf.
Oh, do you, on your foursome, or you have maybe a regular foursome, 2 or 3, of your foursome, do you know one of the people that would really benefit from what it is that we have to offer?
Everyone needs joy.
Okay, wow, because that is what I sell, by the way.
Exactly.
So it's very cool. So this is very important. We just remember how we just did it though. I gave him the ability to focus on 3 or 4 or 5 people rather than, gee, you know anybody who could use this?
Can I throw in how we teach this?
Yes,
Or
please.
do you want to do it, Bill? You do it.
Yeah. So one of the great things about LinkedIn is when you can see who Bryn's connected to, and if Bryn's connected to Barry, and Barry's my ideal client, and I've done work with Bryn, I can ask Bryn to make an introduction, or I can ask Bryn if I can use her name when I reach out to Barry. I'm watching, I did that this morning with 5 people, and I've gotten some connection requests already back. And now I'm going to have meetings with them because I'm coming in at a higher level of credibility. And that's the magic of LinkedIn as a referral site and as a networking site.
By the way, I didn't want to say that because they're the LinkedIn specialists. I wanted them to use their expertise. Otherwise, I make them look bad. Barry knows it. They don't say it. So yes, there are certain.
Thanks for making us look good. We appreciate
Hey,
that.
that's what good salespeople do. You make the other person look good because we're good-looking people, always looking for and finding the good.
I love it.
So I want to kind of flip this around. I was on a mastermind of salespeople earlier today, and we were talking about how salespeople, we get in our own heads. And one of the things that happens to us is something good happens, right? I signed that $28,000 commission deal, and I'm happy for about 5.3 seconds. And then I realized, oh my God, I have to do this again next month. Oh my God, I have to do this again next year. So how do we stay in joy and enjoy that moment?
That's a great question.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It is the process of moving from obligation to opportunity. What you just said, Bill, is correct. Could be 5.3 seconds, could be 5.3 minutes, could be 5 hours, doesn't matter. I got to do it again. That's obligation. Opportunity is, oh, wow, I just dig this so much. Look what I get to do. I get to go play golf. I get to drive. I get to talk to people, share my amazing product and service, and it just proved that it works. And she wants this or he wants this, and I can provide it for them. From obligation to opportunity. When the mindset, you see, everything begins here. Your thoughts, your words, and your deeds, when they're aligned, we call that a spiritual chiropractor. Again, this is my free introductory course. Free.
We love free.
We love it.
And how much does that cost?
Yeah, and double your money back if you're dissatisfied. It's the ability to understand that joy literally animates. And you move from there. So I'm going to share one more point. By the way, SHARE stands for spreading happiness and rejuvenating energy.
I love your acronyms. They're just
No
fabulous.
matter what happens in any sales interaction or any sales presentation, no matter what, I don't care if you hear 30 no's in a row. And I'll teach you, by the way, how to use no. We don't have time today. But doesn't matter what happens. You provide a written thank you note to whoever you interacted with. And I say written. I don't mean email, even though email's great. I don't mean text, even though text is great. You hear that? You can do both those two as well. Written, handwritten note, whoever you're communicating with. And I've done this, by the way, with people in Japan. I used to do a lot of business in Japan. And when they got a letter or a note from me in the United States, in Japan, I can tell you one story alone that netted me from a thank you note to a Japanese client, netted me, you're going to find this hard to fathom, $722,000 commission in the following 12 months.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
And I didn't know. I did it because that's how I was taught. And I was taught by great people.
Mm.
Written note of thank you. No matter what. They say yes, written note. They say no, written note. You never know.
That's great. So if you're listening to this, you're obviously smiling because this was such a good episode. We definitely will have to have you back, Barry, but let everyone know a little bit about, again, how they can connect with you and about the offer for your free course.
The website, barryshore.com, BARRYSHORE.com. There you click on the free introductory course on how to live in joy daily, no matter the circumstance. And you know my circumstance. Also, you can take the free 90-second quiz of what color is your stress. Matter of fact, when we come back next time, let's emphasize and talk about stress, because it does work in the social sales world, doesn't it?
I think it lurks in all of sales.
Thank you.
Sure.
And all of life.
And all of
And by
life,
the way,
yes, definitely.
Everything
Great.
that happens in your sales experience works in your whole life with your family, your friends, and all living beings. But the most important being is you. We want to learn how to use self-talk as the most important speech you'll ever hear.
Fantastic. Well, Barry Shore, the ambassador of joy, thank you so much for being on Making Sales Social. This was so good.
Can we do two quick things? Can I leave with a big hug and a blessing?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go
Okay,
for
so
it.
first I'm going to hug you in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I'm going to tell you what HUG stands for, then a blessing. HUG stands for Harmonizing Unlimited Giving. Harmonizing Unlimited Giving. 1, 2, 3. And our blessing for everybody is go forth. Live exuberantly. Spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love.
Amen. Thanks so much, Barry. And thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to be back here next time for another episode of Making Sales Social. And as you're out and about this week, don't forget to make your sales social joyfully. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, and join us again for more special guest instructors bringing you marketing, sales training, and social selling strategies that will set you apart. Don't forget to subscribe to get the latest episodes from the Making Sales Social podcast. Leave a review down below. Tell us what you think, what you learned, and what you want to hear from us next. You can also listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Play. Visit our website, socialsaleslink.com, for more information.